Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jason Tucker, and this is WPwatercooler's WPblab, episode number 97. 97. Oh, my goodness, Bridget.
So close to 100. Can you believe they've let us be on this show this long? And when I say they, I mean you.
The FCC hasn't shut us down yet.
Woohoo! Neutrality for the win.
Right. Except for you folks that are using Earthlink. My apologies. All right.
Oh, my God.
I don't know. I didn't want to offend anybody, so that's why I picked them. Well, today's topic, we're going to be discussing WordPress plugins, building your mailing list. It's kind of funny. We were actually talking about this, Bridget, earlier today, yesterday as well, trying to figure out, what would be a good way to kind of talk about this. So before we introduce our guest, we like to be rude. Bridget, tell everybody about yourself.
So I'm a marketing consultant and a social media manager, and I specialize in business-to-business relationships on Twitter. And you can find out more about me, my experience, and my pricing at bridgetwiller.com. I can work on your business. Can you?
Nice. You know, it's good that you picked Twitter and not Facebook. You're doing pretty good right now. I'm Jason Tucker. You can find me over at Jason Tucker on Twitter. My website is jasontucker.blog. I just started using Gutenberg on there for the first time. That was interesting. And I also wrote a blog post over on WPwatercooler, so feel free to go take a look at that. I think we've done 5 blog posts ever on that site, because it's not a blog posty type site. You know, it's I threw everything in custom post type and called it a day. So yeah, make sure you go over there and check that stuff out. This particular episode of WPblab is brought to you by TunnelBear. Go over to WPwatercooler.com/TunnelBear, where you can learn how they can set you up with an awesome VPN. You get your first 100 megs for free, and you get 10% off if you sign up for that service. I think it's like 10% of that first sale, just to let you know. So all the disclosures and everything are taken care of there. So feel free to go take a look at that. We would appreciate it. All right, we paid the bills. Amy, I don't have any money to give you, but I guess you can spend some. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Amy.
Hi, everyone. My name is Amy Hall. I am a MailChimp expert and a WordPress assistant. My husband is a developer, and I helped him in the business, and then turns out I was better at it, so I took over the business. But the main way I do things is through MailChimp. I'm an expert and a partner with MailChimp.
That's awesome. Bridget, we have a MailChimp expert. Did you make this happen because of this episode? That's so cool. Oh my goodness, Bridget. Wow.
I'm a people broker. See, that's the thing. It's like when I tell people, oh yeah, you could hire anybody, right? Hire anybody to do anything. But when you hire me, I know people. I've been doing this for 10 years. This is my job. This is what I do. My business is knowing people. And Amy is badass at MailChimp. Aww. And why is anybody even using anything else? I don't even know. But I know we have to acknowledge Aweber, Caustic.
No. We don't have to acknowledge any of those people. They didn't give us any money. We don't need to acknowledge them whatsoever.
That's true. I mean, there's lots of tools. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just kidding.
But also, my client is Postmatic, and I don't even use MailChimp anymore because it just goes to them. I don't have to think about a blog post. It goes to everybody. I'm done. I like that easy stuff, you know. But awesome. Most people want something more complicated, which is why we have a guest.
I want to make.
There's a tool for everything.
Segmented. Yeah, I want to make my group segmented, and then I also want to have 5 different forms to fill out, and then I want people to be able to send a text message to join the mailing list.
Plus,
and
dripping.
Then I want a QR code.
Drip.
Drips are awesome.
That's why we have Amy. So the first question was that Jason and I were going back and forth with Amy, just to put you in the context, you and all of our lovely audience members, including Paul and Sherry and Pop a dog. And the dog is all of a sudden being super jealous. Anyway, you guys, it's okay, so we know we have all these tools, but really in order to use the right tool, we need to know the strategy. What is the strategy? What's the best way of trying to figure out before we start talking tactics, how do you grow a list? Should you only have one list? Who do you want on your list? Like, can you kind of guide us through some of those questions, Amy? Like, we're a new business, start from scratch. Like, how do we decide even how to go about this?
So actually, I do deal with this every day. Brand new business. You want to build your list? Usually you will offer some people a free item of value so that they will sign up for your list in exchange for that free item that's valuable to them. So I just did this yesterday for a client who does hand-painted dresses for children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're beautiful and they're expensive. So she had a discount offer on her site and we switched it out to a free coloring page. That's going to give her a lot more signups because a lot of people want that free coloring page for their kids and the kids love that picture and then they want the dress. So that's going to be more valuable actually than that discount. So you put that up on your site. Usually use a pop-up form, and there's tons of pop-up forms out there that you can use with WordPress. OptinMonster is really good. My personal favorite is MailChimp because it's super, super, super easy to configure and to format the form. But there's tons. SumoMe, all sorts of forms out there. Then you have to put your PDF or whatever you're giving away. If you're giving away a coupon code or a discount, you have to put that into your email system so that when people give you their email address, you have an immediate reply to them with either the discount or the free PDF.
You mean like an autoresponder? So I signed up for the coloring page and then only I'm getting this email back with this token or
yes, and we call it a welcome letter or a thank you for subscribing letter.
Okay.
So that's the first step is you got to put something that's free that your audience thinks is valuable on your website. Then you have a form, and it shouldn't be your contact form. It should be a subscription form. I suggest pop-ups because I think pop-ups are really successful at annoying people just enough for them to give you their email address. And I always say you do pop-ups on exit intent only.
Okay.
And not everybody knows what exit intent is. I would assume that everybody here would, but not everybody does. So exit intent is when the cursor is going up from wherever you are on the page up to the browser, like it's going to click off the X to close a tab.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it pops up. And those are really successful. And the other place that I have a huge amount of success with is in a blog post, embedded in the blog post.
What do you mean? So
you have your blog post and maybe in the middle or at the very bottom, you have a form for people to sign up for your newsletter. That would, especially for you when you're just, Bridget, especially for you, Bridget, when you're just sending out an RSS feed of your blog post, that's the best. That is an excellent, excellent way to get subscribers.
So you embed the subscription form in your blog, in the individual blog posts.
Right.
That is a great way because they might get that forwarded to them.
Well, and the other thing too is they're reading your blog post. They're engaged in what you're doing. If they've read all the way to the bottom, it is like a 90% chance that they're going to subscribe to get more of that information that they just devoured.
Yeah, right.
So it's an excellent place. And in that place, in my experience, you don't have to have that free item to get the email addresses.
You don't?
No. Because they're so interested in what you wrote.
Oh, for the one that's in the
even halfway. Yeah, even halfway. And your free pop-up offer form is going to show up when they exit the site. They can sign up both places, get the free pop-up offer But I really love people who sign up on the blog post because you know they're really engaged.
So let me ask you a question. When you have the pop-up for exit intent and the one inside the blog post, are those the same list or are those segmented?
Okay, so this is different for every email service provider. For MailChimp, and that's the only one I use, and every email service provider has its pros and its cons, just like MailChimp does. For MailChimp, you're going to use one list. And if you do want to segment, you can send different forms to different groups depending on the form maker you use.
Okay.
Because some of them give you like a radio button or a checkbox or something like that if you wanted to have them kind of sign up for different things that are essentially just different pieces of segmentation, right?
If you use a MailChimp hosted form, yeah, that's what it's going to be. But I never use MailChimp hosted forms. You didn't hear me say that.
Like Gravity Forms, for instance, you could do that with Gravity Forms. You could say,
yes.
I want this segment to be this. Like, for instance, on WPwatercooler, we asked the question, what do you consider yourself as? Are you a marketer, a developer, a designer, some executive, or what have you? And if you're one of those things and you click on one of them or all of them or whatever, then I get a rough idea of who is it that I should be sending that email out to based on the type of content that I'm going to be putting into that email.
And to me, the way you're segmenting is you're doing more of a survey. So the way I'm talking about segmenting, where you have a blog post form versus your pop-up form on exit intent, you're not going to give people a choice. You are going to segment them by the form that they signed up on.
Okay, so it's behavior segmentation.
Yes. Yeah.
So on the back end, what's the benefit of that on the back end for you to be able to figure out? Is it somebody likes pop-ups, or is it that they like reading my content? So it's like what are you going to be using that segmentation for when you send out your next mail?
So a lot of that is used because people do more than one free offer. They'll have an offer on their front page. They'll have an offer that's specific to a blog post. So they have different offers, and you don't really want to tell people, you don't want to necessarily give people more actions to take. You want them to fulfill at least one action, and putting in an email address is a big action to take. So you just do a hidden field on a MailChimp form, and it puts them into that group automatically that says, hey, you got the free coloring page, or hey, you got the 50% off deal. So yeah,
that's cool. I like that.
Don't show that
segment. Yeah. There's no reason to do that, especially if you're going to be collecting it in a very specific way. Like the end of an order, you could say, oh, these people purchased something from me, or something like that.
Well, if you're doing if it's on e-commerce with MailChimp, that's a whole different type of segmentation.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about segmentation for like somebody who's just starting a blog, or somebody who's just has an easy to use website, not an advanced website like an e-commerce. There's going to be all sorts of segmentation you can do inside of like WooCommerce to get your purchasers segmented out correctly, so you can send them, oh, here, you bought this. This is a good add-on for this, that kind of stuff. And you can do that with MailChimp also. You can do that with most ESPs.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So we put the form on.
Mm-hmm.
We're sending somebody a free offer, so we're getting their email address. We've created a welcome letter that has the free download or the free or the discount offer. So they've gotten one from you. Now there's a couple of different things that you want to do. You can be like Bridget, and do an RSS to email newsletter and just send out your blog posts. Or you could be the anti-Bridget and do drip marketing campaigns.
What? There's an anti-Bridget? It's an unbridgetable thing? Is that what's happening here? Or is
It's
this a
just
bridgetable
not
thing?
me. I'm not a drip person.
Well, no, you haven't seen the usefulness of a drip. And there's tons of usefulnesses of drip.
Of course there is. Of course there is. Just not for me yet.
Please sell us on this.
Yeah.
Tell
I
us
want a reason.
tell
I
us
want
the
a reason to pay
business
for
case.
Brit.
Business case for a drip.
Okay, so Bridget, for you, best case for a drip is you have somebody who you want to get as a client for Twitter, and they've signed up to your list, and you know they're a potential client. So you're gonna put them in a group that's a potential client, and you're gonna drip on them.
That sounds
Why
so
Twitter
bad.
is a very valuable business tool. How to make sure your Twitter is optimized for business. First one is the second one is the optimized for business. The third one is how to use Twitter lists.
Like
depending on blog
curriculum.
Posts. Yep.
So like I do have a Twitter camp. I do have a Twitter lesson. It's 10
I know that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's a perfect drip. You just have to send them your blog posts. And by the time they get through your blog post, through your drip, they're probably going to go, I can't do this by myself. I need Bridget.
That's why I did them.
But you can
just not dripping about
with a drip.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Thank you. I feel validated.
Well, I mean, you are the MailChimp expert, and I know people do drip campaigns all the time. And partner, yes.
So Bridget could have a landing page, for instance, that's very specific to just Twitter. Like, you want me to do something for you on Twitter? Here's what you can do. Fill out this form, put in your email address, what have you. I'll put you into this segmented area. While it's segmented, I'm also going to tell the drip campaign for Twitter people to look at that segmentation and start sending off emails, right?
Exactly.
That sounds like programming, though. Programming.
Come on, Bridget, you can do this.
Dude,
you have a GitHub account. You can make it happen.
I have a MailChimp account that I just let die because, I mean, it's there, but why? I don't need it. Clearly, I do.
Drip campaigns. I don't think Postmatic can do drip campaigns.
Maybe they do. I don't know. I should know that answer. They do it like when you sign up. They give you the curriculum on how to use Postmatic.
Oh, they probably do that.
I get drip campaigns from like Pressable. I just moved to Pressable. They're giving me drip campaigns. And I know Staging Pilot does drip campaigns. Like, here's the tutorial on how to do it. Like, but I don't want it because I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? So I just go delete.
Well, and here's the thing. If you have enough clients, there's no reason for you to care. If you have enough time in your day to send emails one-off, there's no reason for you to care. There's no reason for you to do it because you have enough already. It's only if you don't have enough that this is important.
But nobody ever has enough. I don't have enough. I need about half more.
Oh, no, I have enough. Please.
So, no. But those are what they call in MailChimp automated campaigns, right?
Yes,
that's a drip campaign.
That's definitely going to be a paid.
But that can do, I mean, I'm just looking on here. So, like you can do for new subscribers, think a first-time customer, reward your best customers, respond to customer updates, list updated. I mean, there's all these different triggers that you can do. It's like if
rewarding your best customer is a good idea.
You can tell people happy birthday.
Yes. Yep.
I'm putting all my friends on this. I'm just going to send happy birthday things out this way.
So you'll have to do the Facebook one. So
I have to find a replacement for my Facebook ones,
No, I like this idea because a lot of people are interested in Twitter, but then I'm like, here it is, like just go learn it. But they don't do that.
So here's the other thing you could do is you could take all your Twitter curriculum, bunch it up as a paid lesson plan. And then you do a drip campaign to send them the Twitter lesson, once every week. And you get people to pay you $30 for your Twitter lessons. So it's income. Yeah. What's the word? I can't think of the word.
Residual income?
Yes, there you go.
It's like drip income, only better.
It's like you only had to work once and you get paid over and over again.
Yeah, recurring revenue. Everybody likes that. So we're talking, for those who've just joined, we're talking about strategies and tools for building up your list and then what to do with it once you have it. So you have a list. Like for me, I had a list. I just imported all those people to Postmatic and I ignored MailChimp as a service. But clearly I could still use MailChimp with my Postmatic, but do something really different and segment it out. For example, me as a blogger, as a business person. So if you have products with if you have a store and people are buying products, how do you, okay, here's a question I get a lot. And maybe it's a softball question, not totally, but a lot of times people want to launch a product. So what's a good strategy for list building for a product launch? It's new. Like,
okay, say it again.
It's a new product. It hasn't launched yet, but you want people to sign up for the list so that they know when it's out there.
Okay, so if you have a brand new brand, I would say go do ads to build your list. If you have an established brand with a new product, then I would say send emails to your current list to generate interest. And I would say make sure you put a link in that email that you're sending to your list so that they can click on it and you can add them to the notify when this product is available to sell segment.
Okay.
Because I know there's like a lot of rules with I can't spam and just adding people to lists and
but those people give you their email address knowing that they're going to be added to a list.
No, that's true. But like, say, so I'm not even the MailChimp expert like Amy is. But I started supporting 4Ocean and I became one of their recurring donors. And so every month I give them $20 to send me a bracelet or whatever. So, but they keep sending me the email about why I should get the new bracelet. So I actually wrote them back and I said, so I'm in marketing. And I'm a recurring donor. I already signed up for a whole year to get I should have brought it out here, but they send you like a kind of a cardboard thing, and each bracelet comes in like a book. They all go in there like a Nancy Drew set, books. And so I said, it doesn't really make any sense for me to be getting these emails. Maybe you should segment me out. And the rest of us who have decided to automatically support you. And they said, oh, we're a new nonprofit. We didn't even know to do that. Thanks for your advice. I'm like, no, I totally have your back. Like,
what's your email address? Let me add you to my mailing list where I'll explain how to do this stuff via a drip campaign.
I should have just said it. Well, I didn't think of it that way, but like I give unsolicited advice. That's part of my mantras. And I just felt bad because like all the time I worked with Give, working with all these nonprofits, Amy, Jason, that as a donor, I was like, this is pissing me off. And it shouldn't, because I support this company and I tell people I support it, but I don't want your emails saying buy the next bracelet. I just signed up for a year. I'm going to get it.
So that can be a very difficult automation. They have to make sure that their the way they receive funds is hooked up to their email and that they have the system in place to make that segmentation work. And if they're a new nonprofit, they probably don't have the funds to make all of those puzzle pieces fit together and work together. Yeah.
So Bridget needs to give them more money so that they can afford to get a better mechanism to be able to send off the thing.
Use WordPress and Give, the most robust online donation plugin for WordPress. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has cooks. This is the whole thing. Like, everybody talks down about WordPress. And if you have a tiny bit of experience outside of it, like I have recently, you're just like, all I want is Yoast. I don't know who do you have to get Yoast on a blog post? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you cannot even believe how frustrating it is to not be in WordPress.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like for me, like I've lately been, and I have this part-time job, and I do stuff on their site. It's on some, like it's app dot blah 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 is how you get on, and certain things, even though I'm an admin, I can't fix. And I'm like, where's my meta box? Where's my keywords? I want Yoast. Like, is this JavaScript? I said, I say, like, so a lot of times you get sold this package, and nonprofits get burned on this all the freaking time. And then what happens is then their email list is segmented. Now at Give, they segment it naturally with EDD. So if you bought a product from WordPress, the EDD would work with the MailChimp and automatically segment you out. Easy digital downloads. So like having that e-commerce solution is really important, because people, like, if I already bought your product, I don't want you to keep telling me about it. Like, so I bought lip stuff from Glossier, because I kept seeing it on Instagram, and they kept saying like, it's how like the same color will adapt no matter what your skin tone is. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So I bought it, and I'm like, oh, this is bitchin'. And then I saw their next ad, which was like this under eye concealer that moves with you, because when you get older, you get wrinkles here, and so regular concealer just cakes on, and then it moves. It looks like it's cracking. It's like alligatoring on pavement, but on your face. And so I go, okay, I'll try this. That's bitchin'. So then the next thing they do is they send me something about eyeshadow. You see what I'm saying? It's a progression.
You're getting dripped, Bridget.
But that's what I'm saying. But that makes sense. And that's so the what's complicated is what feels good to the consumer. So I got dripped. Okay. Well, that works because I bought all those things.
Yeah, you sure did. You sure did buy all those things. And and at some point they'll probably go like, once this person buys 5 of them and they haven't bought them in the last 6 months, send them a coupon for 10% off, and then we'll do it all over again. And then we'll wait 6 months, and then we'll shoot her another 10% off thing, because 10% is nothing when in the grand scheme of things, they're going to end up making at least 5 more sales off of you. So
I know I got 2 lid stirs for $30. I saved money. I'm a sucker. But I feel like I'm also a sucker for good marketing too, right? So as opposed to the nonprofit that I think is doing a great job helping the coral reef, pulling a pound of plastic for every bracelet, pulling a pound of plastic out of the ocean, right? Here's this cosmetics company. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole range of people that drip to us or they're on their email campaigns. Old Navy is my personal stalker. I used to think it was charming. Right now, I think they need a TRO. So, like, how do you get that frequency right, Amy? How do you get that? How do you judge the frequency?
Test. And it depends on what you're sending out. Here's my rule of thumb. Your drip campaign should last as long as a sales cycle. So from the first time you contact a client to the time when a client buys, whatever that time frame is, that's how long your drip campaign should last.
What does that mean for people that don't understand that name, Bridget? Sales cycle. Like, I didn't go to real marketing school. I just learned stuff.
So let's say, Bridget, you have a client that contacts you about doing Twitter for them. And they don't, the very first time you talk to them, they don't go, oh, Bridget, I need you now. They say, let me think about it.
Right.
And you follow up with them maybe a couple of times, and it takes them a while to figure out that they really need you. 6
to 12 weeks.
Yeah. So from the time they first contact you to the time they actually become your client, that's the sale.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know it by that name. I call it a lead time, but yeah. It's 6 to 12 weeks. Some people are longer. I've been watching you for 12 months on Instagram.
Yes. Real estate agents can have a 2 to 3 year sales cycle.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So you've got a drip on these people for 2 to 3 years. And you can't be obnoxious about it. So for a lot of real estate people, we send holiday cards. Send an Easter card on Saturday right before Easter. Let's see, but this is April. In May, we'll send a Memorial Day card.
In email marketing, you mean?
Huh?
In email marketing?
Yeah.
Okay.
An electronic card.
Oh.
So it's just a nice little touch once a month. So you stay in front of your client's mind. You stay in front of their eyeballs and their mind. And that's all you want. You just want to be in the forefront. So when people decide to make that purchase, they think of you. They just saw your email a couple of weeks ago. It's still in their inbox, and they go to you to purchase.
And so I know you're doing it, but how do you, how do I put this? I don't want to be annoying to the people that are subscribed, because I want to keep them around. Mm-hmm. How do I not be annoying yet still send out those types of things? So, like, for instance, for me, as a good example, because I'm the only thing I do that has anything with any worth is these shows, doing WP Watercooler and WPblab and stuff. No, but that I send out an email to. I'm not sending out people emails because I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to the gym tonight. Check this out.
No, that's on Facebook.
That's on Facebook. I bug my mom on that.
You're doing a good job.
But how do you do that then? Like, how do you send out, like, if I send out a thing every single week, and then I send out a thing every single week telling everybody, hey, there's a show that's happening. You should definitely sign up. There's multiple shows happening this week. You should sign up. And then comes, 4th of July, holiday here in the US. I go and send out a thing that says, hey, we got our WAPU on there that says, WPblab. And then it says, this is it's 4th of July. There's fireworks and all that stuff. How do I justify sending that out as well as that other mailing? Do people go like, geez, man, you just sent out all these different mailings to me all at the same time, especially if they just signed up?
You're wishing them happy holiday. Do you think they're really going to be angry about that? You're saying
no, but I've had a few instances. So, like, for instance, another kind of example is that I sent out an email. No, what it was, the person signed up to the mailing list, so they got an email doing the opt-in. Then after that, it says, thank you for subscribing, blah blah blah. Then they got an email from me the same day saying, hey, we're doing our shows this week. We're wanting people to sign up. Feel free to come and sign up. So they got that email. And if it was on 4th of July as well, now they just got 3 emails from me all on the same day. How do you do with that?
Yeah, unfortunately, timing is bad. And it may not be appropriate for you to send out the holiday emails. Right. But it's appropriate for a real estate agent where they only send out one a month.
Right.
Yeah.
It all depends on your business, your audience, how technical your service or product is also. If you have somebody who is buying a camera, they go online, they put a camera in the cart, but they don't purchase. You don't know why they didn't purchase. So you may drip on them. Here's the benefits of using this camera. Here's a video to show you how to use this camera. There's a lot of things that you can do to drip, and it doesn't, with you, it's probably not appropriate for you to send holiday emails. But
I work at a church. Same thing with the church. We don't actually, other than Christmas, we don't really send out hey, there's a holiday that's happening, and here's the thing, because we send out weekly emails. And, blasting out. It wouldn't
be appropriate for you to send more than weekly. That's crazy if you send out more than, sorry, I don't mean it that way, but.
Oh, no, it would be.
No, that, because I want their coupons, but I want it when I want it. So sometimes I get 3 a day, you guys. I'll screenshot at one time.
Well, and here's the thing is, that's because they're selling products.
Right.
Yeah. Those are the only people that you're going to get that heavy, heavy, heavy battering from, are people selling products, because give them your money this second. And then 5 seconds later, you're going to get an email saying, give me your money this second.
So what other ways are there to grow a mailing list other than putting a box on your site and saying give us your email address? What other methods are there to kind of pull that off?
So ads.
Ads, okay.
Used to be really good. I'm not sure about them this week, but Facebook ads used to be a really good way to grow a mailing list. Because most people don't click on an ad unless they're interested.
Right.
And if they're giving you their email address from an ad, they're super, super interested. So that used to be an excellent way. If you run, like if you're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and you run a contest, get email addresses by running the contest.
How about at in-person events, Amy? What's your experience for that? Like, should you have a clipboard, a notepad,
electronic? Then you got to type it in.
I just thought I'd get a really good response.
Especially not at a doctor's convention. Definitely don't do that at a doctor's convention. You won't even be able to read the words that they write on it. Does that say Gmail or C-mail? I don't know.
Well, and okay, so most seminars, you have to give your email address, or most conventions, you have to give your email address. But if you're at like
WordCamp,
you're at the Chamber of Commerce event where they have all the businesses in one place, I take my iPad. MailChimp has an app to gather email addresses. If I can't hook up to Wi-Fi, it will store the email addresses, and when I hook up on Wi-Fi, it will download all the email addresses.
Really?
I would think that most ESPs now have apps.
What is that acronym you're using?
ESPs, email service providers. Sorry.
Thank you. Well, I don't know it. Now I do. ESP, I think like this is the
sensory perception.
The Lori, what's that show that comes on KFI at 10 o'clock at night with the UFO people?
Oh man.
It's still a WordPress show, everybody, but like, okay, at a WordCamp, right? So you go to a WordCamp as a vendor, which is like our audience. Okay. So our audience, is a lot of times sponsors WordCamps, but they don't have access to those email addresses or the people that bought the tickets.
Yeah.
So they have to do their own collection.
Yeah.
So for those people, you could recommend bringing a tablet with the MailChimp app, or, get an ESP that has one.
Have a bowl, give away something like SiteGround. SiteGround gives away backpack, which I didn't win and I really wanted last year. They gave away a backpack, and you have to do their puzzles. Right. And one of the thing about it is they take your email address when you're doing their puzzles, and give away something if you're at a event.
How are they taking your email address?
I don't remember.
Me either. I don't see anybody with an iPad though. I've only seen Oxfam do that, where the lady had a tablet and she was out there like a Girl Scout cookie person. And of course, I became a recurring donor of so I support Oxfam and 4Ocean because it's easy. Recurring donations is the best way, right? So like that was easy for me though, as the person, to just give it on the iPad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but you can always write it down, but I'm just super lazy and I don't want to interpret anybody's.
Like this year at the church I work at, we're going to be putting up on our big screen. We do this huge thing outside on the grass out in front of our church, and we have a couple thousand people show up for the 3 services that we do. We're going to have short code text message number that shows up on the screen. You type in our church's name is WACC, WACC. So they just type in WACC and it says, what's your email address? And then you just reply to the email address and you're good to go. That thing's like $15 a month, and we'll be able to use it for that 1 month, get all those people's email addresses in there. And I'm curious how many we'll end up getting out of, say, 6,000 or 8,000 people, what percentage we'll get. But it'll be an interesting thing to kind of see what that statistic is and how people are going to be able to grab that. But looking on MailChimp's integration directory, that's where I was looking to kind of figure this out. Just typed in SMS and I was like, who does this? And I'm like, oh my goodness, everybody and their dog does this. This is crazy. There's a ton of those companies that do that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing is MailChimp is the #1 ESP out there in terms of use because they have that free account. The account is free for 2,000 email addresses, and you can do, I think it's 12,500 emails a month. For that, it's free, and you get drip. You get everything except you can't ever talk to them. So
the help. Oh, is that why there's MailChimp help with the Amy
Yes.
Hall? The genuine Amy Hall, though, right?
Yeah.
Plug.
Yeah. So, but they have so many apps. It's crazy how many apps and patches and extensions and add-ons that there are for MailChimp because everybody uses them.
Yeah, they're like the Stripe of ESPs because developers love MailChimp, developers love Stripe. So, okay, so Paul had asked earlier, but I want to confirm your favorite WordPress plugin for MailChimp is MailMunch. You're not committing on that now.
Uh-oh.
So here's the thing is it kind of depends on what you want to do.
Ah! I hate that.
Yes.
That's a
Hashtag it depends.
that needs to die on this network. So
nope.
like give us
hashtag it depends.
Give us two or three options. Don't just say it depends.
Okay. I'm not taking the best, but it does depend on what you want to do.
Depends are for bladder issues. We want real answers over here.
Oh my God.
We're not putting on a t-shirt, just so you know. We're not putting hashtag it depends only if you have bladder issues.
So I use MailMunch because honestly, it's the quickest, easiest, fastest way to go. If you like to be codey, then MailChimp for WordPress is awesome. I have used the Genesis add-on for MailChimp. It's ugly. Don't use it. It's just ugly. It's ugly. Don't use it. Use something else. It's ugly. And I use Genesis. That's what I use. But I use MailMunch like 98% of the time.
That's a solid answer.
And so
Yikes is super good. I really like Yikes.
Oh, Yikes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what they call that plugin, but I always call it Yikes. But they're really good too. MailChimp for WordPress is really good. They do take a lot more configuration.
It's Easy Forms for MailChimp.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then
I played with that one.
SumoMe.
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 You're not the first person that said that. Somebody else is using SumoMe. I can't remember.
It's super good. OptinForms. I like OptinForms. OptinMonster. Sorry, OptinMonster. They're really good too.
Okay.
It has a really good product.
So we do have some few minutes left, and you're kind of spicy like I am. I'd love to hear I don't know, 5 to 10 things of what not to do. Like a Twitter rant.
Okay.
Let's have a Twitter rant because it needs to happen.
Okay. What not to do?
Stop
thinking that your email is only going to be seen on desktop.
Oh,
definitely.
Burn.
Definitely.
Optimize your email for mobile. Even if you only have a 40% open rate in mobile, optimize it for mobile for that 40% because it's going to look good on desktop also in MailChimp.
That's true.
Stop using 2-column forms.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. We are not in the 2000s anymore.
Right?
Do not use a 2-column form.
So 4 columns, right? Not 2, right?
One.
Just
1 column. Okay, 1 column.
Well, it's going to break apart anyway when it's on mobile.
Right. It'll go like this.
It's true.
Yes.
And so it's going to be 1 column anyway.
Yes. And when you have more control over a 1-column form, how it breaks apart, than you do over a 2-column form. You don't necessarily know where the break is going to be on a 2-column form.
Okay.
So there you go.
Anything else?
Had I known this, I would have prepared.
No. What is your like feeling about images, like header images in the email?
I like header images in the email. And the more images you use in an email, the more likely your email will get caught in spam filters or will get thrown out completely.
That's why I'm saying, so should you even use them?
I like them. Most people like them. It's more interesting to see an email that has a header. And if you see emails that don't have headers and don't have HTML
Versions.
Yeah, that don't have the prettiness in them.
Yeah.
Usually they're from marketers that are like, boom, 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 buy my product, buy my product, buy my product.
So have an header image, and then like that's it, just a header. You're good to go.
It depends on what your product is. If you have a visual product, then you have to use a picture. GIFs are awesome. I have a client that is a bikini. She makes bikinis on Etsy. She's a high-end bikini sewer manufacturer. She doesn't manufacture, she does it all herself.
Yeah. Seamstress.
And we put GIFs in hers. Does she get the high deliverability rate? Probably not, but her emails convert.
Okay, so you might lose deliverability, but you'll make up for it in conversion.
Right. Well,
what about video? I mean, you're using GIFs because, like, with a bikini, and if it sparkles, you want that movement. What about?
Well, she does different tops and bottoms, so we do like 3 different versions.
Mix and match.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So videos are iffy because every email reader. Oh, this is one of my don'ts. Also, don't expect your email to look the same on every single device. It's not.
Even just like a website.
Even if you have 2 iPads side by side, they're gonna look different on each iPad. That's just how it is. So videos, it kind of depends on the email reader for the video. And the videos never play in MailChimp. They're always playing in YouTube. So you're gonna take people off to go to YouTube.
You don't want to take people off your email. You want to take them off your email to go to your website, but not to a third party. So pretty much putting a video in an email is a waste of time. It'd be better to send them to a blog post that had the video.
And the way you can do that is you can take a screenshot of the video with the play button on it, and underneath the video, that screenshot, put a link to the blog post.
Yeah, because you want them on your web property.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm reading Sherry's comment.
Oh, Sherry says that's why Campaign Monitor is so awesome. Testing tool to see live what it'll look like across tons of devices and email clients, but it's $30 a month.
So MailChimp has that feature also. It's called Inbox, and it's per view. It's not per month. So you have to pay per view to see what your email will look on different inboxes on different devices. And you always have to take that with a grain of salt.
True. Do you have any don't do this with as far as styling concerns, like, or the length of the actual email?
Oh, yeah. I had a real estate agent. His email was, I swear to God, 3 feet long. I had to scroll and scroll and scroll, and he wanted to send that out. And I'm like, dude, 1 item in your email only. You want people to act on your email. And no, he was pretty old school.
I've been saying that for so long, and I'm not even a MailChimp expert, because you don't want to confuse people. People don't like choices. People think they like choices.
But they don't. They don't. But he wanted his to be like a newsletter where people could go back and read what the events were coming up.
Nobody reads that.
It was good. He got what he wanted. But my thing is, you should only have 1 item in your newsletter so that people can concentrate. It's hard for them to read on a phone. It's hard for them to read on a tablet or any kind of device. It goes against our nature to read on electronic devices. We haven't evolved that far yet. We will, but right now it's against our nature. So you don't want to stress people out. So you want to make it easy, the lowest barrier to entrance barrier. You want to make it easy to read, white background, black text, which everybody knows that, but people don't do it. They put colored backgrounds on white text. Don't do it. Make it accessible. Put underlines underneath your links. Make your links different colors. Make sure that if somebody's colorblind, they're going to see that link. Make sure that a voice reader is going to be able to read that email. And they're going to see the picture and put alt text under the picture so the voice reader will know what the picture is. Yeah.
People that use that have accessibility issues have money too, and they want to spend the money on the thing that you're trying to sell them. So yeah, accommodate.
I love that. It's come to that time, Jason.
It has. It's our last 10 minutes. Let's do our pick of the week.
I have my pick of the week. I was talking.
What? You got one? Awesome.
I know. I was talking to Jamin. We're kind of like Serbian buddies now. Learning Serbian. We have a hashtag Learn Serbian. And so for WordCamp Europe, and I found this site called BelgradeMyWay.com, and there's a link for Serbian, basic Serbian for tourists. And even though I'm using Memrise and I have some coworkers that are Serbian, and they're correcting my pronunciation, I can't roll my R's. It's like Spanish. You need to be able to roll your R's. But they have like ciao for greetings, zdravo, hello, goodbye, dobro jutro, dobar dan, dobar vechi, laku noć, do viđenja, like all that kind of like greetings, hello, good morning, good afternoon, vala, thank you, that kind of stuff, because you want to be able to say like who you are and anything like that if you have to get around in another country. And so I thought this is a really good tool. And so one of the things that I'm doing, because I'm focusing a lot of my learning lately on continuing with my French on Duolingo. Unfortunately, Duolingo does not have Serbian. Memrise does, and Memrise does not have the pronunciation, which is really a bummer. So my coworker who's Slovenian said to listen to Serbian music. That's another... Yeah, because you'll get the sound of it, but I have a part-time job at a travel agency with Serbians, and so I pretty much hear it 4 hours a day. So I'm good.
So you're their DJ is essentially what you're saying. You're like, what song do you guys want to hear?
So, but the thing is, like, we forget that we have these little tools that still matter. We still want everything on our phone, But what I was telling Jamin is, I write down the phrases too, because you forget. For learning,
that's so smart.
For learning in school and everything, there's a neurological difference when you take a pen to paper
and you write standards.
When you write things down, there's something different that happens in your brain than when you type. So,
my brain says you're never going to be able to read this after you write this. So good luck.
But it doesn't even matter. Because a lot of times, and I have notebooks I have a whole stack of notebooks, but like I take notes, right? I don't have to go back to my notes. But if I do, I'll remember, oh yeah, I wrote it on this side of the page. Picture at Gmail, I need to do something with that. I don't know, whatever it is. Call with Jason, bulk import, whatever it is, and I'll remember where I wrote it if I need it. But it's the act of writing it down. It's not about really ever having to go back to it as much as it's the act of writing it down. So that's what my tip of the week is that combine your electronic learning with physical learning.
That's good.
Awesome. What about you, Amy? What's your tip of the week?
Okay, so for Christmas, well, actually it was a little bit before Christmas, my husband bought me this amazing cup. This cup was $75.
Wow.
Yeah. So what it does, it's called an Ember, and it has a heater in it, and it keeps your whatever you're drinking. Actually, it's tea right now. It keeps my tea at a constant temperature of 132 degrees, even if it's been sitting in this cup for like 4 hours.
No way.
It is the best thing ever.
Because like this is
cool.
only like 45 minutes old. That's already too cold to drink.
Yeah.
And my mug says, nope. It's too cold to drink.
They even make it in a travel mug. That's cool.
Mug. I want the travel mug. I don't have the travel mug.
What's it called again?
Ember.
And you can get them at Starbucks.
Dude.
They're awesome.
That is, I was like, I thought you were making a joke. Like, it's just this plain mug. My husband got me this really awesome mug. It's nothing on it.
Okay, so it has this really cool, I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is this little
heating element
pins right here, the heating pins, and it heats up. You can't see the bottom because I got tea in it, but it's got a connection ring all the way around it. It's freaking awesome, dude.
So if you put it in the base, it's like a charger, but for heat.
The base is a charger. The heater is actually in the cup.
Oh.
And then the base is the charger for the heater.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
And the travel mug, everything is contained inside the travel mug, and it has a top. Oh, I want one so bad.
Oh, good job, Jason. He just put it in the show notes so we can add it to
$149 for that travel mug, though. Wow.
Oh, they're 125 at Starbucks, though.
Oh, that's cool. Starbucks.
It even tells you the temperature, 137. I'm gonna add to my list. Add to wedding registry. Oh my God, I need to get married just so I could get that cup.
So the Starbucks right by the Orange County WordPress meetup, has the mugs.
Oh, okay.
The travel mugs and this one.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. I appreciate that.
Dude, that might be one of the better tips for all of us warm beverage drinkers over here.
Yeah.
My tip is it's not as expensive as Amy's tip, but it might make you think it's expensive because of just, it's like, really, I got to pay for something like this. But, recently Twitter got rid of the fact that they're not supporting any of their actual, Twitter clients that they used to put out. And instead, they're allowing third parties to essentially like kind of run that whole show. They also have their own like TweetDeck, and there's a couple other ones that you can look at and stuff. But don't use any of those. They all suck. Says Jason. I'm going to educate Bridget right now. So, what I would suggest using, which is something I've been using for a long time now, is Tweetbot.
I know.
I love Tweetbot. I love Tweetbot because it's ridiculously simple to use. It just works. I don't have to do anything crazy, anything extra. It just works. Take a look at it. And
what is it exactly? It's a Twitter client?
It's a Twitter client, but it's not only just a Twitter client. It's it also is a Twitter client on Mac as well as on your phone. And it's gorgeous. It is a good looking Twitter client. It has all the features that you need in Twitter, and it's
by Social Defender.
No, it's by Tapbots, and the link is down in the notes down there.
Like me, it said
really?
Not now found in a sad Batman.
Okay. Yeah, do a Google search for Tweetbot for Twitter. It's made by a company called Tapbots. You can go to tapbots.com and go take a look at that. So it's if I think about this, it's almost a tenth of the price of that mug, in that it's $10. So feel free to go take a look at that. And I love Tapbots. They make some really cool stuff. They make another one called Pasty or something like that. There's a couple of different little apps and stuff that they've made that are pretty awesome. So Tapbot's really good.
Because I just use Hootsuite Pro and Twitter Native. That's all I'm down to now. And
but
mini deck.
It's like
I use Buffer and Post Planner.
Oh, you like Post Planner?
But I'm just looking, like, I'm not trying to work. I'm just trying to like look at Twitter and see like who did something dumb today, or what's the funny whatever. Like, I'm not really, who got fired who got fired at the White House or whatever it is. I can just kind of quickly go through those and kind of look at them and see what's what. The thing that I like about it, Bridget, is there
Yeah.
is a dedicated button for lists.
Oh,
So you can
nice.
just click on list and then click on the thing and look at it. It also supports both muting as well as blocking. So you can do both of those. The
Nice.
muting, if you're somebody like me who knows regular expression, you could actually use regular expression to kind of determine what it is. So if you have like a word that's plural or singular, you can do all sorts of fun stuff with that.
It
So that's
looks
it.
good. I like the preview of it.
Yeah, it's a pretty client. I mean, they've
Yeah,
been
good.
building this thing for decades, so it's awesome.
I
Alrighty,
know,
folks.
we're out of time.
We are out of time. Amy, where can people find more information about you and how they can, have you as an awesome person to do their mailings and figure out how to do their mailings using the amazing MailChimp?
I have 2 websites. One is MailChimpHelp.com, and the other one is amyhall.biz. MailChimp Help is still a little bit under construction, even though it's live. So not all links work, but it's like 90% there.
Awesome.
So that's where I do my training from and build templates from and do consulting from.
Very cool. Well, Amy, I want to say thank you very much for being on the show with us. You shared a whole bunch of pretty awesome knowledge. I'm going to have to listen to this episode a few times now to kind of figure that out. And yeah. Thank you very much for taking the time out to hang out with us and to even help us out with folks that are in the chat room asking questions and everything. We really appreciate that. Bridget, what about you? Where people can find you?
You can find me at bridgetwillard.com.
Awesome. You can go to our website at WPwatercooler.com/subscribe. That's where you can find out where you can subscribe to this content, as well as things that we do on WP Water Cooler Network. We have a bunch of shows that we do things on. Feel free to go take a look at all of those cool things as well. Lastly, if you have a topic that you want to talk about, you can send us an email. I'm just going to go straight up email. We're not even going to use forms right now. You can send us an email to topics@WPwatercooler.com.
Yes,
all right,
please.
guys. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.